I'm going to call this my back garden tour and just give you a tour of the pots I have on the patio so far and some of the herbs I've planted and everything like that. Over here we have a rubber tree. He did not like his location in the house this year. As you can see, he lost all the leaves up his limb. And also, I forget how to say this, starts with a D. It looks like a hibiscus that climbs. He was doing really well, and then suddenly he just died. So I brought him outside to see if he could get some life brought into him. This I was so excited to put together this year. It was my little culinary herb whiskey barrel. This sage, the oregano, and this little rosemary all came from my arrow garden, and they're doing really well. I was surprised by that. This sage has been in my arrow garden for about 250 days. So he's pretty woody. He's doing really well. So I'm excited about that. Here's the little baby thyme I took from the other plant. As you can see, it's already spreading. This dill is one that I purchased. He's doing all right. I kind of gave him a little holder to try and help him be less dramatic, but we'll see. And this rosemary I actually bought earlier in the season because I was worried that this one wasn't taking off and that my other one wasn't living, but now I think I have a surplus in rosemary, but that's okay. I use it all the time. And this marjoram I actually got for free from somebody earlier this week. She was just handing it away. So I ripped off a piece and planted some here, and I have another pot of it back in the back. This is my first patio pot. It has lemon verbena in it right now. The strong lemon scent helps drive away insects and other things like that because of the strong scent. I'm planning on putting a hibiscus in here as well, and then some other thriller. I'm not sure exactly what it'll be just yet. We'll go ahead and do this side. I've taken videos of this before. I call this my favorite spring spot. That's a hyacinth I got this year, so I planted him. And I also bought a pack of marigolds. I like the bright, vibrant orange color back here. Also, marigolds are another one of those that have a strong scent that will drive away insects. Another hyacinth that's almost out on its way out. Got my bird bath this year finally. I love it. This would normally be bubbling a little bit for the birdies, but the sun's gone, so it's not doing that. I got some hostas coming up, but as you can see, little bunnies got up in there and ate some of those as well, so hopefully they'll come back okay. And I have two little pansies I bought early in the year and planted. They're really pretty, white and purple. They keep losing their blooms because the birds keep coming back here and eating them. There's a grape hyacinth, more marigolds, another hyacinth, another set of grape hyacinth. Again, this garden's kind of symmetrical. My big regular lavender bush, I cut him way back and he's doing really well and smells wonderful even without the flowers. These are actually another set of pink lilies. I can see some of them got eaten by bunnies as well. And I actually have some planted here and some planted over here. But as you can see, the other side doesn't seem to be really blooming. So I don't get very many flowers from this usually. We'll see. Again, pansies devastated by birdies eaten up in there. And hostas. I have two sets coming up over here. There should be a second set on the other side, but it's taken its time. And that's because the first year I grew hostas, I thought that they didn't come back. So I got impatient and went and bought a second set, only to realize they didn't start yet. So, oh well. Another hyacinth there, another marigold. This is a really pretty gardenia that my coworkers got me when my cat died. It's still alive, but barely. It got attacked by mealyworms, which pretty much sucked the life out of it. So I have to get a new pot and repot it with some better soil to get it more nutrients. And I'm going to cut it way back and see if I can get it to come back to life. But it's trying. It likes being outside a little bit more than my house, so hopefully. And another hyacinth. And then, of course, the piece de resistance, my weeping willow tree. She is so beautiful for a couple weeks out of the year, and I just love it. I potted up a little asylum of the Easter mix again for my patio, just because I think the colors are so pretty and they get nice and full. My second patio pot over here, this is a lemon thyme. He's being dramatic. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he keeps dying off some of it. I don't know if it's too wet in here because thyme likes it a little drier or what. So I gotta get him some help. And then I'll be planting more things in there. It's not time yet. These two pots, again, going for symmetry. They have some dragon's blood succulents in them, which come back every year and have these really cool flowers. These are Goldilocks, which again is a plant that's not supposed to come back, but it does. And another set of Hostas. I at some point have to rip those out of here because they just end up getting eaten by the deer anyway. And I'd rather plant elephant ears in there because they're bigger and cooler. And as you can see, one side does a little better than the other because this one gets a lot more shade. So he has a bunch of his dragon's bloods hanging off and a whole full thing of Goldilocks. And then somewhere in the middle here is my hostas. There they are. So they're coming up, but we'll see. Now walking back towards my shed. This is the last place I really have anything planted. Start over here. These are just my little hanging baskets. I plant something different every year. And this year I decided to go with pansies. Again, you can dehydrate these and make tea out of them. So that's why I planted a bunch. This is a container full of strawberries. And I added some berry tone fertilizer to them and they're doing really well. Over here, more pansies, and I have a peony coming up. I just planted this today. My sister-in-law got me some really cool wildflower pots, so I planted those today. This one should be a wildflower hummingbird mix, and this one is butterfly mix. And then all along the back, I did some polar bear zinnias just to throw something else in there. Here's the rest of that marjoram I was talking about. She gave me a huge hunk of it, so I just went ahead and put him in a pot for now. This is one of my favorite little hanging pots. It's dead for now, so I have to pick a plant to put in there. I have one that I really like, but we'll see. It's not time for it yet. My window box is new this year, and I grew the kind of herbs back here that need more of a wet soil as opposed to my other herbs are more like dry herbs that like sand and rocks and a lot of drainage, whereas these guys like a well-drained soil but also a little bit more moist. I got this parsley plant that I bought. This is my purple basil. I really screwed him up. He was growing so well in the house, but he got so sun-scorched that he got sunburned and all his leaves kind of died, and as you can see, he's just slowly but surely dying. I mean, there's still one leaf that looks kind of good. But in case he doesn't make it, I did throw a couple more of his seeds in here just to see what would happen. These basils right here are actually basils I cut off of this plant, propagated and grew roots in water, and then put them in soil and planted them out here, and they're doing fantastic. They got a little sunburnt as well, if you can see, but they're still doing really well. And then this is the guy I pulled out of my arrow garden. I pruned him back some today, but he's going to need some more pruning back. But he's doing really well. And then my cilantro. This is also from the arrow garden. I actually thought he was going to die before it became time to pull him outside, and he keeps trying to bolt anyway. And I did grow one from seed, but it completely died. It also got sun scorched and pissed off, and now it's dead. So I might have to buy another cilantro if this guy doesn't make it. Sorry, now I'm pruning instead of videoing. Down here, this is a stevia I grew from seed. He's slow, but he's strong. He's doing well. This is my mint box. So I picked up a chocolate mint from the store, and I pruned him back a little bit, so I'm sure he's gonna overtake this. This is mint from my arrow garden. Also a survivor, doing well. And this is actually a lemon mint I grew from seed. He's a little scraggly, but he's doing well. This is the rest of my cactus. See, it's got little little fruits. This is some random tree, so I just shoved him back in soil to see what it was. Pretty sure it's like my big bush out front, but I'm not sure. And then I have my composter. This is something new I got this year to try and make my own soil. Well, I was trying to show you, but it's being a jerk. It's working pretty well. It's getting there. So I'm excited. Sorry, had to give him a spin while I was here. Okay. That is actually one of the original trees or plants that was planted here as well. This is a burning bush. Looks like he got chewed by rabbits or something, but he's coming back real strong. I was surprised this guy lived too, because I kept him in a wheelbarrow for like 2 weeks, and my uncle said, just plant the thing. So I did, and he's doing great. My plan this year is to actually take the end of this bed and just kind of draw a line up into the steps here and just turn that all into a mulched area. I'm not going to plant anything this year, but eventually I'll turn that into something else. And this is my bird feeder. I love feeding the little birdies and watching them hang out here. I do attract a lot of them, which I can't be mad if they eat my seeds and stuff because I keep bringing them here. But yeah, so that is a tour of my back garden and all the things I have planted. Thanks.